hair is a mess, let's just embrace it. Hey guys, let's go here. Bucket list goal number 775 is write 100 lists. This is list 11 of 100, I think. I am going to be talking about 10 of my biggest regrets. Pretty self-explanatory, so without a further ado, let's regret making this video. Number 1, I love walking. And there was a time when I used to have to walk from college home, and that was like a 45 hours walk through the countryside. And even though it was a really long walk already, one day there was a part of me which was like, this walk is not long enough today. I decided, you know what? Let's take a detour. Now, I didn't know this area very well. I used to just follow the road. And I kind of went off-road. I saw a little sign saying like footpath, and I was like, oh, let's see where this takes me. Started walking through this footpath, and it was a really long walk, and I got to the end of the footpath and there was literally a fence right in front of me. Where the hell am I supposed to go now? And I was looking around and it was just this barbed wire fence, and I thought, am I on private property right now? Am I gonna get arrested? It was a long walk back, and I was just like, I'm not, no. And I looked over the fence, and it was literally somebody's garden, and I really pondered, guys. I was like, I'm not a criminal. I don't want to be a criminal, but there is no way on earth I am turning around now. I am not a quitter. And literally on the other side of this garden, I could see the other fence, right? Because it's a garden, it's a fence, it's like, you know. And I could literally see the road, which I was supposed to actually be on the other side of the fence. And I thought, okay, nobody's looking. What the fuck do you want? Shut the fuck up! And I thought, you know what? It's 2 fences, nobody's looking. I just hop, done. Actually, it was hop, run, hop. I can do this. And I was like standing there mentally preparing myself. You know when you just do something and you kind of just, the adrenaline is so high. Like, it was literally just jumping a fence, but my adrenaline was so high that literally, like, you black out for a bit while you're doing whatever it is you're doing. I jumped the fence, and I swear on my life, the second my feet hit the ground, I just hear this, and I'm just like, I am not alone. And I look over and I just see this huge ass dog, and I'm like, bye. And I jumped the fence and I was fine, but honestly, for that little short moment in time, I regretted all of my decisions. I shat my pants. Regret number 2, not paying attention in food tech during high school. Maybe if I had paid attention, I would actually know how to cook these days, and I wouldn't be just, you know, surviving on pancakes and spaghetti. Regret number 3, when I was a child, I was really unusual. I grew up with 5 teenage boys, can I point out, 5 teenage boys. I used to walk around and ask people the most weirdest, most cringiest questions, to the point where it would literally make people feel uncomfortable. And I honestly don't remember asking any of this shit. I just remember, like, whenever I go back to Portugal and I meet someone from like my past, and they're like, you used to ask like the weirdest question. I remember this one girl who, oh my god, who apparently I walked up to at one point when I was a young little tot, and I went up to her and I asked her how she cleans her breastises. I don't remember asking this, and I'm so sorry. I was a very unusual kid. Like I said, I was raised with teenage boys. Sorry. Regret number 4, copying everything that my brothers did. I have a scar on my foot. I'm not gonna show you just in case you guys are like foot fetishes. I'm not into that shit, so I'm not gonna show you. And I went to the beach with my granddad and my older brother and my little brother, and we were swimming in the water. My granddad was on his towel just sunbathing, and my brother, how old was I? I was about 5 or 6 years old. My older brother, he was jumping off these rocks, and I thought, that looks cool. I want to do that. I climbed onto these rocks and he jumped in. I was like, okay, it's my go. It's my turn. I'm gonna do it. Let's go. And I jumped off, and I don't remember hitting the water. What happened was I didn't jump far enough, and these rocks were really sharp, and my foot got caught on this really sharp bit, and my brother had to help me down. I just remember trying to keep my foot up because I was really afraid of sharks. Like, regret number 5, 2 years ago, was it 2 or 3? I think it was 3 years ago actually. I wasted £2,000 on pizza. So much money. Which leads me on to regret number 6. Not being able to drive. That £2,000? I could have a car! Oh my god. No. Why do I make these decisions? Who? First of all, who thought it was a wise decision to allow me that kind of money? Regret number 7. Not feeding my hamster Gibble. I was about 12 years old-ish, and I got a hamster, and I named him Gibble. Yes, I named my hamster after a Pokemon. Don't judge me, I was cool. Anyways, my grandma came over from Portugal, and she started to feed him, and because I was going to school, I thought, you know what, I'm at school, she's clearly feeding him, there's no point of two people feeding him, so I'm gonna let her keep feeding him, otherwise we're just gonna overfeed him, he's gonna get fat, unhealthy. 2 weeks later, we are sitting at the dinner table, and my grandma goes, Natasha, have you fed Gibble? And I was just like, I thought you were feeding him. And she was like, no. And I was just like, oh. And like, the whole family just shot up from the table. We ran over to the cage, and he was stiff as a rock. He was ice cold, and and still to this day, I feel so bad. Like, I legitimately thought my grandma was feeding him. Regret number 8. Pooing in unusual places as a child. So apparently I used to like, mark my territory. There is actually a family video, which will never be shared, where I'm actually pooing on the beach in like one of those buckets that you tend to make like sandcastles with. And my older brothers, they like to remind me of this one time when I was about 4 or 5 years old. We were on holiday in Algarve, and I apparently climbed onto the roof of the house we were staying at, and first of all, I don't know how I got up there. I was only 5. Anyways, apparently I climbed up there and I took a shit on the roof. Again, I don't remember. You know, this is a lot of my past is just blanked out. I don't remember most of it. Have I been traumatized from doing all this random shit? What? Regret number 9. All of my old YouTube videos. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just leave them there. I'm not going to take them down because views. Let's just leave them in the past where they belong. And lastly, regret number 10. Not paying attention in high school. I suffered a lot from not having paid attention at all in high school. Mainly it was because of bullying. My second half of high school, I started to make friends and I started to get really cocky and I thought I was the shit. So I didn't pay attention. I had really shit GCSE maths, and so I had to retake that a lot of times before I was able to going to uni, so pay attention in school, kids. So yeah, those are the 10 things that I regret. Feel free to leave in the comments things you regret. I hope you all have a wonderful week.